Don't really.
What is up? What is up? What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the O.O.C. Got my boy JG Shallon in the house, and I'm sure Nakia will
Yep.
be popping in a little bit later. But JG, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yo, it's JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. What? We right here live Wednesday night on the O.O.C. with the man himself, Nzo, aka the Abbot, and the Osiris of this shit, the Spliff King, and the Professor of Gunja. And my boy, he ain't here, but I got to shut him out. The co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Going to be Irie. No woman, no cry.
Boop, boop, boop. Yes, sir. And I'm waiting. It's funny because I'm waiting for you to do more, and I'm like, oh no, it's only me and JG here tonight. You know what I mean? So what's up, people? What is going on? We got a great show for you today. As you can see, today is the anniversary of Chadwick Boseman's passing. Funny because I did this video when he passed, like a video, tribute video to him, and I can't find this darn video anywhere. So, still looking for it, but if I do find it, I will definitely post it again. I just got to find out which stream it was on or where I saved it to because I have no idea right now. But once again, it's going to be a great show. We're going to get into that topic. Canada, Memphis, Tennessee, stand up. What up, Tony Robinson?
Yeah.
So I got to talk about something from last week, right?
Okay.
So remember last week when we did the, is this person actually, culture vulture with the hip hop and it showed the lady, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she dropped something else and I posted on it and we're gonna get into conversation because it's trust me. So, anyways, first let me ask you, do you know who Keith Shockley is?
The last name sounds familiar.
Right.
Shockley.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So first, let's get into this, right? So this was posted on IG, and we're just gonna play this so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. But let's go. Check. All right. So, what are your thoughts, JG? What did you think of that?
I'm gonna give you a hot take.
Oh Lord, here we go.
It wasn't that bad compared to what we saw last week. It was not that bad.
Here we go.
What?
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying it was good. It just wasn't as bad as
well,
what we
as you
saw
can
last.
see, there's a comment 2 days ago says Bigger Ford Entertainment. That happens to be me. So I said, y'all need to stop cat because there was nothing but fires and all kinds of this is tight in the comments. So I said, y'all need to stop capping for this shit. Good news, MCU is dead. What up, nerd man? So I said, y'all need to stop capping for this shit. I will send you the link. Give me a second, nerd man. It's trash and it disrespects real hip hop, right? So that was my comment. All right, hold on. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just send this to Nerdman real quick to make sure my audio is correct. All right, cool. Nerdman, check your Facebook because it is coming now. I'm gonna send it to you and K-Dot so you guys could pop in if you want to. Um,
I mean, she's better than that freaking British dude that's about to come in.
yeah, I agree with you on that one. All right, so this was my comment, like I said. Now it did get 16 likes out of all the comments in the this thing. It got the most likes, right? So we're gonna go. So it says agreed, super corny that she's trying, but it sounds bad though. So here, Keith Shockley says it's a rap song, it's not hip hop.
Right.
Why does it sound bad, right? So how is it disrespectful to hip hop, blah blah blah. So I go into, do you think that just because she didn't degrade any legends that it's not disrespectful? You have actual artists putting in work and putting out good content. This is not good content and she's doing it for likes and views. It's trash music and is nothing that represents hip hop in a positive way. And then I said, yes, I do. Ice Spice and Sexy Red are also disrespects to hip hop because they asked me if I keep that same energy. So, anyways, here we go. Okay, I know you want a border patrol police of making rap songs. I appreciate your comments about my music. You don't like here for that too. So why don't you send me a rap song you did so you know what else is crazy? I can't at you, you have that feature turned off. I wonder why. Are you one of those people? So I didn't have it turned off, anyways. So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
make a long story short, I'm going back and forth with this dude, right? Keith Shockley. He's the one that actually produced the song, right? So someone else was
Ah.
So someone else was actually, but hold on. Someone else actually made a comment in there, and he said, "Well, I've been at this for a long time, and they don't know the history, and they need to check the bio." So after seeing that, I said, "You know what? I'm gonna check the bio." So I checked the bio. This is what I came up with. Keith Matthew Boley, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but better known as Keith Shock Lee or Wizard KJ, is an American record producer and DJ. He was an original member of Public Enemy and the Bomb Squad, and he has contributed his talents to several albums, including It Takes a Nations of Millions to Hold Us Back and Fear of a Black Planet. Shockley also co-produced the singles Bring the Noise and Fight the Power, which were included on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
Okay.
So I was going up and battling a member or a former member of Public Enemy.
And you won. Yep.
What do you mean?
So, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, you saw the video I played, right? Because you were watching.
No, I just woke up.
Oh my God! You wake up
What happened?
trolling. You just wake up as soon as you get up. You
He's
so
like, send me the link.
oh, it's
All
time to
right,
troll.
all right. I'm gonna show you, Nerd
I'm the
Man,
troll,
because
bro.
so, and I'm not gonna play the. Well, I'll play it, but here, this is what the track was.
This is yours. What do you mean?
So we don't need to play the whole thing because we played it
I
already.
don't
Never
get
mind.
it.
What don't you get?
What is that?
That is a woman that does these rap songs on TikTok or whatever. So I seen this one. I've seen other things, and I've commented like from the first time I've seen it. But I comment on this one saying it was disrespectful to hip hop, right? And the person, the producer that I was arguing back and forth with, is the guy who produced the song, which is Keith Shock Lee, which is the man who was part of Public Enemy. Do you understand now?
Right, I get it. So he produced the tune for her.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I would like to just disagree with you, but
Go ahead,
I
I'm
didn't love
listening.
it. I'm gonna
Huh?
say I didn't love it. I'm not saying it's disrespectful to hip hop. I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
So
I think a lot of other women rappers in the game right now, like she's better than. So
like Sexy Red, Ice Spice, yes, I think they're disrespectful to hip hop too as well. So I'm gonna stick to my guns, right? And I'm gonna say if I think those are, I think this one's because there's a lot
why is
more.
it disrespectful to hip hop?
So I'm gonna tell you why I think she's disrespectful to hip hop. Because I think she has no talent. I don't think she's good at all. I can play some other things that she has done too. I don't like it personally. And I think that
Do you think
when
she's
you're
making fun of it? You feel like
I don't
it's a parody
I
of
w-
it's a
so I
parody of
wouldn't
hip hop or something?
so I wouldn't say that she's a parody of it, but I also think that it's trash hip hop that's coming out now, and she's riding that trend. I also think that Shock Lee is seeing what's going on with all these TikTok artists that are trying to come out and do things, and I think he's trying to get into that bag too. But like, hey, let me bring this girl out, right? And she's from Toronto too. She's Canadian, right? So she's from Toronto. I just don't think that this is what we should be pushing or trying to push when there's so many good artists out there who aren't getting played, who aren't getting that push, but yet we want to go and grab
Yes, man.
this and her is because one, she's a white and an older woman, right? Because if it was a younger person, they wouldn't have messed with her. But she has that, oh, you're an older woman, because even in one of his comments, he says, oh, is anybody ready to listen to hip hop about menopause? No, no, they're not. We are not. I don't want. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying let people enjoy what they enjoy, man. I don't know.
100%, right? People can enjoy what they can enjoy. I get that 100%. You know what I mean? And I say, I guess there's a place for everything. But at the end of the day, when I'm sitting here and I'm watching hip hop being bastardized with what they did at the Olympics, and now I'm seeing them pushing this, the Sexy Reds and the Ice Spice, I'm just like, bro, you as a founding member of Public Enemy who helped produce one of the greatest albums of all times should not even be looking at something like this to push, right? Because you've been with the greats. You know what's good and you know what's not. Can you tell me that those lyrics in or whatever she's doing is good?
No, they're not good.
No.
It's true.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But yet this is what we want to be pushing out there. This is what we want to represent hip hop. And then he made a comment where he said, it's not hip hop, it's a rap song. Well, I'm sorry, but rap is synonymous with hip hop. You know what I mean? Like it is. So you can't just sit there and say it's a rap song. But
I would
I ended up,
say it's a
yeah, go
hip
ahead.
hop song, not a rap song. I think it's a hip
There
hop
you
song,
go.
not a rap song. Because
Chill
hip
said,
hop's
Anzo.
more. Go.
Wait, Chill said, Anzo, you don't understand our culture. Wait, what do you mean our culture, Chill? You're Canadian, just like me. You have the same culture I do. But go ahead, nerd man.
No, because hip hop's more like mainstream.
Right. Well, yeah, hip hop is. I get it.
Rap is more like kind of like the roots of it, and
Right,
then hip hop
but
is the
rap
kind of
still
like mainstream
but,
version of it. I would
right,
say.
but rap is still
So,
synonymous with hip hop, right? Without
Yeah,
rap,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have hip. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
you can't just sit there and say, "Oh, well, it's this, but it's not this." No, they're intertwined with each other, right? But because of my back and forth with him, right? It got late, and I'm telling you, their comments are there's like almost a day of comments. And I said, "Listen, man, I got a platform. If you want to have a conversation, come on my platform." And he said,
And
"Yes,
what
he
did he
will."
say?
He
Oh, he
said,
said
"Yes."
yes, he will. Oh,
He
that's
said, "Yes,
cool.
he will. Yes, he
Oh
will."
wow.
So,
Okay.
so, so out of all
That's
of that,
cool.
I
Be
will be having.
respectful though.
Of course, I'm going to be respectful, but
That's not like
how can I
one of the
be
greats.
respectful? Right, and I'm trying to see like how can I be respectful without actually telling him that I think it's trash. You know what I mean? Because I already said that in the comments. So, but maybe I'll try to like
Do you think
tone
the
it
beat is
down a little
trash?
bit on the stream. No, the beat is fine. It's not the beat I have an issue with. It's her.
I don't
you
know,
know what
man. I think she's all right.
All right,
Like I
so
said, like it's not as bad, especially for what we saw last week. That crap we saw last week was horrible.
okay, so we're
Play,
gonna
play,
we're gonna show.
play
Yeah,
for.
she on that Mary Tyler Moore shit though, man. So
Hold on,
Let
hold
me
on.
hear the rest of it.
We're
All
gonna show
right.
some more.
All
Hold on, I'm
you know
gonna
what?
play something
You know
else.
what? I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Give me a
Stop
few
it. Stop
40s.
it, JG. Stop it, JG. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, JG. Stop it.
Don't
Stop it.
say it.
All right. So here's another one.
Don't say
I,
what Nzo's thinking.
Hey, I got a legendary clitoris.
Oh hell,
You
stop
want
it.
that
Stop it.
legendary
Turn it off.
clitoris?
Turn this off. Turn
I
this
got
off.
a legendary
Oh my god.
clitoris. You should see how long it gets.
What?
Legendary. Uh, legendary. Legendary clitoris. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
stop
this is
it.
worse than the
That,
other
that's,
stuff.
that's horrible.
do you
Making you
understand what I'm
horny,
saying now?
squeezing your
Listen,
cock
just
to
listen,
stop
because
the
hold on.
sperm tsunami. Can't twerk cause my back hurts. Get you fiending for the silver cooch under my skirt. Still a breeder, dropping eggs on you just like it's Easter. Hunting my treasure, your jewels are blue, you're dead at the end like Bryan Cranston. Make you my meth head,
Yeah,
you're
can you stop this,
addicted.
please?
Do you
I'm sorry.
understand what I'm saying now?
Wow.
I think the other song was
Now
better.
Now, when I say legend, you say Ari. You know what I mean? Me and my T dot sister. Yeah, yeah. Hey, listen, chill. If you wanna go and you wanna, do a collabo with her, because I heard your raps and they're kind of trash too, right? So you'd probably fit in with them too, But this is what I'm saying though, right? Like, is this how you see hip hop? Is this how she sees hip hop? I get a legendary get a rest. That's not hip hop. And this is what you want to promote. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you want to be pushing out there. And
He's just trying to get his thing going, man. He's an old man now. He's just trying to get his thing on, bro.
You
hey,
know what?
listen, you could have find something
Don't
better,
don't
bro.
don't
But like
don't
Unzo
don't
said,
don't, don't
if
hurt don't hate the player, bro.
like Unzo said, if it was just a regular guy produced it, I wouldn't think too much about it. But since he is a legend in the game, this right here is way beneath him. Way beneath.
Facts.
You have a lot of
Facts.
hip hop artists on
Well,
TikTok or social media that he should be
Why,
pushing with their beat. He should be pushing those people. And
bro?
then says,
Why
well, name a rap song you wrote. Well,
Why you
last
ain't
time I
hollering at
yeah,
some of the old school artists, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim? Hey,
exactly.
let's do a track. You know what I mean?
Hell, get
all
Rakim
right,
on
you've
there,
got to
man.
play
No,
him one of my tracks, then, bro.
hell no.
You've got it.
We don't need no AI stuff
I've
here.
got some good ones.
Facts,
No, not the
facts.
AI ones, the real ones.
Okay, the real ones are straight, but the AI no. I don't
But
want to hear
that's what I'm just saying. So for me, like I'm gonna be like, yo, he said let's have a conversation. So we're gonna have a conversation. I don't know when I'm gonna hook it up, but I'm definitely gonna have a conversation because I don't run, right? I'm not running from the mat, and I get it. I have nothing but respect for what he has done in the hip hop community. He's a pioneer, right? Like, think about that album. Think about Fear of a Black Planet. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's classic. It's considered till this day still one of the best hip hop albums of all times. So I respect what you have done. But just because I have respect what you've done does not mean that I'm gonna go easy and be like, well, you know what, let's do it, blah blah blah. No, no, because you should know better. And as a hip hop artist that worked with all these amazing artists, you should know that this is trash. And to me, you just wasting your time. If you putting money and effort into this, who okay, so who are you marketing this to? Because we already know that hip hop is a kids is like teens, you know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
who's buying it. That's who's listening it. So who are you marketing this to?
People are listening to her. I don't understand what like they're listening to her. You're saying she's big on TikTok, so she's got a
Well,
following.
I'm not saying she's big. The video we
Well, she's
did
got
had
a
like
following.
I don't know how big the following is. Like the video she did, the first one has only 800 likes. So I mean, if you have a following like that, you're over way 2,000, 3,000. Now I don't know what the TikTok side of it is. I'm just talking about on Instagram. But at the end of the day, for me, I think as a hip hop culture, if we want to stop, or for someone that loves the hip hop culture, if we want to stop having the debacles that we had at the Olympics, right? Because there were some good breakdancers over there, but all you ever see is that chick, right? We have some great artists that are still rapping out there today. But yet we're pushing the sexy reds, we're pushing the Ice Spice because why? They can twerk. You know what I mean?
But you know what? Also, I don't too much blame Ice Spice and Sexy Red. I blame the ones that signed them and pushing them out there.
Okay,
Those
I'll
are the
get you
ones who
that.
need to
Yeah,
go
one
after.
hundred
So
percent,
looking off
Those are the ones who need to go after.
Aquafina as what landed her on the map was she was a social media rapper who rapped about her cooch. Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm
Who
just saying
Aquafina
that.
did that?
I
Oh,
didn't
I
know
didn't know
that.
that either.
Play an Aquafina tune.
Anzo, tell him to turn his turntables. Yeah, for
Turn
real.
in this
Turn in
turn.
his turntables. Yeah. Only one female rapper is allowed to rap about their cooch in a humorous manner ever 15 years. Right? And listen, I get it. We had Little Kim, right? We had Little Kim back in the day. But you know what's different about Little Kim than the rappers that are out today? Little Kim had skills. Little Kim could
Mm-hmm.
rap. I'll even say that um
Nicki
Cardi B
Minaj.
and Nicki Minaj can rap as well.
Oh
I
yeah.
I
give them
wouldn't put
props.
Cardi B there. I wouldn't put
No,
Cardi
I,
B.
I
Say
no, I
Nicki
think
Minaj. Nicki Minaj is a spitter. I don't know why she spits about what she spits, but she
Because
is
that's
a
what sells, man.
genuine spitter, dude. There's no fucking two ways about it, bro.
Well, the stuff she's rapping about is what sells her, makes her money. So she's gonna do
but
whatever's gonna make her money.
Sure, I
mm,
know, but like it gets to a point like you've made enough money now, so why don't you just spit about something else? Like it would be different if, oh, all right, that's what I did to get me in the game,
so you know
right? And
what?
I'm elevated and like I've got a following. Let me spit some real shit.
But I think that is why we don't hear Nikki anymore because she did switch up, right?
Mm-hmm.
She did start rapping about other things, and now she's not on the table anymore, right? Cardi B, even her, I think
Really?
she's not. Yeah, even Cardi B, I think I'm not really sure because I know she has a new song which I didn't actually hear, so I'm not really sure. But Cardi B too, I guess, and two, she took a break because of the kid, right? But I still say she has some good lyrics. She's definitely up there. But Ice Spice and
So
Sexy Red,
Nicki, mm-hmm. Go go go
yeah, go
go
ahead.
go.
No, I'm just saying Ice
No, I
Spice
was
and
gonna.
Sexy Red have no lyrics whatsoever. They're
None.
trash.
Zero.
All right. But so Nicki Minaj has an album where she doesn't talk about sex.
Well, I know because Nicki Minaj did the Barbie song, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Barbie song. So Nicki Minaj was kind of transitioning to, and you could see she got rid of all the fake stuff she was wearing. I think she even got rid of her BBL and stuff like that. She was trying to be more natural, and I think she was trying to change her music as well. But because of that, she hasn't been pushed. It's just Sexy Red. Let's just get Sexy Red out there. Sexy Red. That's what the new people are listening to. And again, we always talk about it because I think that the industry is killing hip hop. And if this is the stuff we're going to push in 10 years, hip hop's going to be killed.
I
10 to
think
20 years, hip hop's going to be dead.
I really want to hear this Nicki Minaj stuff that you're talking about because I haven't seen anything that she did that was because even people were telling me about her early mixtapes or something like they were good, and I was like, I listened to them and I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, either or, I do think Nicki Minaj has a little bit of talent. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that she can rap. I think Cardi B can rap. I don't think these chicks can rap. So when you put, and to me, it seems like, oh, you talk about your long clitoris and this and that, and you're 50 years old. That could be your niche, right? That could be what people maybe want to hear. They want to hear from it, and I think that's what. And I'm like, no, no, because
Yeah,
youths, like I said earlier, the kids, like young teens to adults, are the ones that are consuming this hip hop stuff like it is now,
Hmm.
right? They're not listening to her. They're not going to listen to her. So you may get something, but you're going to be basically wasting your time.
I feel the same about like '90s gangster rap in a way, like Big Pun, Tupac, um, the Big L.
What do you feel?
You know, like in a way, it's like I'm a hypocrite because I will take people who have similar content these days and I'll just say they're trash in comparison. Like, but the thing for me is I could tell Big L, no matter what you want to say about the content of what he was saying, the raps were on point, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the
Mm-hmm.
way he flowed to the beat, the fucking, the multi syllable, rhyming, all of that kind of stuff was just on point. So when I listen to him, I can say, yeah, I don't agree with what he's saying, but the way he's saying it is sick, like so. Um, I think it's the same with men and women. I look at a lot of the rappers these days. I'm just like, you're not. What is that? It's so sophomoric. They'll be doing the same thing using one word or two words or whatever,
Listen,
and just saying it
Yeah.
over and over again. Like I got money, I
I'm
got
definitely
money,
not trying to be.
I got
I'm not gonna.
honey.
Yeah, I'm not going to be trying. I'm not going to try and be disrespectful to him at all. I'm going to show him the respect that he deserves because of what he did in hip hop and stuff like that. But I'm not going to hold my tongue and say like, I think that this is good for hip hop, because it's not. It's not at all. Once I got
Is
busy in a Burger King bathroom. You know what I mean, Chill?
that what you said?
No. That's a song. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Some the Tupac group, the oh my god, Digital Underground.
Digital Underground. Yeah.
Digital Underground. That's it. That's it. So that's all I wanted to say about that. It's definitely going to be interesting. So make sure to look out for that stream. I'm gonna try and see what I could, if I could hook something up for the weekend. You know what I mean? So
You're
definitely
gonna
be
suck
interesting.
his dick. I know. I can see it already. You
What
gonna
do you mean?
suck.
Oh,
You
nerd
gonna
man.
suck some
Hell.
cock, bro. Verbally, he's giving it all this like talk. Now he ain't gonna say shit.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
He's gonna be like,
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell him what my issues with it. I may not come out and be like, "Oh, I think it's trash," because I don't think his beat is trash. You know what I mean? And you know what? It's funny because before I found out who it was, I did write that comment. I was like, "Oh, and your beat is trash too." And then when I found out who it was, I was like, "No, you know what? Let me delete the beat is trash part." So
you see what I mean? By
I
the
deleted
time,
that comment. But the beat
oh,
isn't the beat isn't trash. But I was just because they were like saying, he was like, oh, because when he said it tried to at you, he couldn't. He was like, oh, I know you're one of them soft dudes and stuff like that. And I'm like, listen, I ain't soft. I,
Oh.
I'm really talking to you. So that's when I was like, well, your beat is trash. You know what I mean? But then I seen who it was and I deleted that part. But
look
at the
at
end of the
him.
day,
Look at him backslide in real life like some Michael Jackson dance, bro.
no,
Oh.
no, no, no,
Look at
because
him moonwalking out of here,
hold on,
bro.
no,
He's
no, no,
gonna
because
by
I
the
did,
end
no,
of
no,
this stream, I
hold on.
bet you he's gonna say he likes this chick.
No,
He's gonna
absolutely not.
say some good things about this
Absolutely
chick.
not.
I
Absolutely not.
bet you.
Absolutely not.
I bet you not.
Absolutely not. I will
I
not.
guarantee.
JG,
I will not.
you want some
I will not. I
Let me
will
tell you
not.
something. I guarantee Owens is gonna pull a Stephen A. Smith on him. I can see it now. Keith
Which is what?
Shockley. Keith Shockley, a legend in the game, a savant. I mean, he's been everywhere. That brother can write, he can rhyme, he can do
100%.
everything.
I'll say all of that. Yes.
With all that being said, that
Yes.
song you did
It
with
is trash. It's
man,
trash. Yes, 100%.
I can see that happening.
100%. 100%. Because I'm going to introduce him like, yes, I'm going to talk about all things. And, we're going to get into it. I'm going to try and, first start talking about, his music history and talk about, Public Enemy and all of that stuff. And then I would say, well, the reason why we're here is because we were having a little back and forth on Twitter. So, on Instagram. So let's get into it. You know what I mean? And then we're going to get into it. I have a feeling he might be a little bit disrespectful and but I'm gonna keep the same energy. If he gets disrespectful with me, then I don't care who you are, I'm gonna get disrespectful as well. 100%.
All right.
So we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Play my song before you get disrespectful.
No, I ain't playing nothing of yours.
Come
Nothing.
on, bro. I'll send you it's actually a hot
no, hold on. I'll sooner play Danny's Chaos Central intros before I play anything from you, brother.
You bastard.
It's not happening.
See what I mean? See what I mean? You can't even hook the brother up.
Damn right.
You might like it.
You're damn right.
The Nzo Who song trash.
Who song is trash? Oh, I did send you the link, Nadia. You have it there. So remember, because I was gonna tell you in the DMs, but I was like, you know what? I'll wait to come on the stream and tell you. So remember last week when I played the white woman and I sent you the video of the white woman too? Well, like I said, that one that I said is disrespectful to hip hop. And to make a long story short, I come to find out that the producer is Keith Shockley, who is one of the producers or founding members of Public Enemy, and he helped produce Fear of a Black Planet and It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. So yeah, so I'm gonna end up having a conversation with him on my stream sometime soon. So I'm gonna set that up with him, and when he has time, we are going to do that. So I gotta do my daughter's hair. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I got you. So yeah, make sure to check that out. But what we are going to do is we are going to talk about the man. We are going to talk about the man. That is correct. Today marks 4 years that Chadwick Boseman has passed away. Right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, we weren't talking about no Christopher Reeves, bro. So, first I want to say is I just want to give props to where props is due, because all day today, our boy, he's in the chat, Mr. Chillmonger, has been tweeting out all day Recast T'Challa. I think they got it trending. I'm not 100% sure, but I also seen that in his stream, because I didn't get to watch it all, that he was saying that it was shadow banned. So I don't know if it was Chill. Maybe you can explain in the comments if it was or not. But at the end of the day, these guys are on their mission today. And from what I know and from what I remember is the person who decided to do that today was Chillmonger. He's the first person I know that talked about doing it today. So I just want to get you guys' thoughts on Chadwick Boseman, Recast T'Challa, whatever you want to talk about. Go ahead.
But wait a second.
Yes.
Why today? Why today is it important? Is it his birthday or what?
It's the anniversary of his death.
Oh, it's the anniversary of his death. All right.
Yes, that's correct. Correct. So what are your thoughts?
I don't think the MCU is going to last past the next few movies.
We're not talking about the MCU. We are talking about Chadwick Boseman and the Recast T'Challa stuff. Can you please focus, Nerdman?
Well, they can recast him as what other roles did he play? What was that role he played in? It was with this chick, this black chick from Suicide Squad.
What?
The
JG.
black chick.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so first
We
off,
cast him in his other films. That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
Okay,
go on.
that's trending. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
first off, I must say, Ryan Coogler, you owe me my money, man. Run me my check. The whole T'Challa Jr. crap, I said a long time ago when it first came out that they weren't going to recast him. I said on Superwatch's channel and in the comments everywhere, the whole thing that happened, I kept saying they should probably do it this way. That's probably how they're going to do it. And he did it. Now they get one single dime. So Ryan Coogler, I'm coming after you, buddy. Anyway, um, you know, watched Chadwick Boseman for a long time before I even knew who Chadwick Boseman was. Right, if anybody's seen the movie The Express, he was at the very end of it. He's been acting for quite a while. Usually taking side roles like a lot of up-and-coming actors do. The man, he was more than T'Challa. He was a husband. He was a father. For all things I've known, he's been a really great human being. And even towards his death, and he knew he was dying, he was still doing roles, still doing what he had to do to make sure he left something behind to his family.
Yeah.
If that's not a man, I don't know what a man is. As far as recasting T'Challa, I am a firm believer that they should have done it because his family was okay with it. But of course, powers that be, Ryan Coogler knows the man who owes me money was against it. He wanted to do it his way. He did it. I thought it was a horrible idea.
It was a horrible movie.
It's a horrible movie.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I didn't like that movie.
I didn't like it at all. Not because of the MCU, but because I thought it regressed from the first movie.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, wait, Wakanda Forever. You're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're lucky. I thought I was gonna say. I thought we were talking about the first Black Panther, and I was about to give you guys the Phantom Zone, and then I heard the second one, so I was like, okay, go ahead.
Cool. Wakanda Forever regressed from.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it wasn't as good. I was gonna troll, but it really wasn't as good.
No.
Yeah. As far as recasting it, the only way they could do it, they would probably have to do it multiverse way, like they've been doing everything else. Because you already got T'Challa Jr. here, so he would have to be in another universe somewhere.
So
that's the only way I could see it happening. Without T'Challa Jr.
I got you. Nerdman. Should he have been recasted?
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I don't have a great passion for it. I get it. He's one of the only black superheroes, this, that, and the other. But I think there are a number of really good black superheroes that they could. I think even probably a little bit better than Black Panther. Even though I know he's got the African roots and whatever. I like Spawn more. I like Blade more. But I get it because he's got those African roots and stuff like that, and he's kind of maybe even more of a classical black superhero than some of the others. So
he's a king, so he's royalty.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a king, so he's royalty and all that stuff. So I get that. My only thing is, I think like if you look at other, like white superheroes and stuff like that, they have been recasted. But then again, Wolverine never was, and I've been advocating Wolverine get recast for a long time. It's like, why does one person need to play Wolverine? Why does one? Like, the whole interesting thing I think sometimes about superheroes is seeing different versions of them, seeing what a different actor brings to that character. And the fact is, I do think Chadwick Boseman would want that. I don't think he'd want like Black Panther to be stopped that the character of T'Challa as Black Panther, the original Black Panther, to stop because of him. So yeah, I completely agree. Again, I'm not even what the MCU did with him with Chadwick Boseman. I'm not the biggest fan of him. So I'm not, I'm not one of the passionate kind of people when it comes to that.
But I mean, for me, I wouldn't have minded a Blue Marvel be introduced in the MCU. I thought that'd be a great idea. They won't do it, but maybe
I
because you
got
can't
you.
have too many Negroes in one universe. I don't know.
So, do you think that the way Marvel did it was acceptable?
Not really, no. I like the comic version more, where they take those. First of
No,
all, so yeah, go. You're talking to
no, I
JG.
was talking. Yeah, no, I was talking both of you guys. I was
Okay.
talking about not recasting him, but then bringing in T'Challa Jr. and pretty much
And
saying that he's going to
the
be the T'Challa. Yes.
well, also the girl as well. It's like, why we? What's that about? Like, we need black female superheroes as well, but you don't need a black female to take over one of the only black male roles that, whether I agree with it or not, like, is he is a role model in some sense to young black guys, or young black guys can kind of enjoy that, just seeing themselves in that kind of heroic position which they're not usually seen in. So I think that's kind of important, like I think that representation is kind of important. My thing with Chillmonger is, though, that film has a lot of stuff about black issues in it, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Not a ton of stuff, but like not as much as the comics, for instance. The comics has much more in it. Like, Claw is a straight up savage racist, bro, in the comics, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
colonialist racist and stuff like that. So why are you advocating this movie? I don't understand. Like, isn't it got the same kind of issues of representing? Yeah, it's got the kings and queens, and this very Afro-futurist culture at the center of it, but it's still commenting on black oppression and stuff like that. So why is he so for it?
So and Chill can speak for himself if he's still watching, but it's not. I don't think it's more the film; it's the character that he's going for.
Mm-hmm.
To T'Challa character, right? It's not more or less the film. And basically, what they're saying is that what you did is took away a very positive black representation, for black people, and you didn't recast them. Now, I kind of have a little pushback on that. And I'm like, well, how positive, right? Because even if they didn't recast him, or if they did recast him, the original story for Black Panther 2 was going to be he was going to come back from the blip and found out that he had a child, right? A child which he would have had outside of wedlock, because he had the chance to marry Nakia, or like Nakia, that's her name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had the chance to marry her, didn't marry her, but they had a child, you know what I mean? So at the end of the
Again,
day, for me, yeah, go ahead.
no, go on. I just
No,
said
no, you
again,
first.
like again, it's like I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Like,
Mm, right.
this
So now,
Nordic. Mhm.
so now, like, if you really wanted to do it, he should have been married to her, and then they had the baby, right? You know what I mean? That
And
way,
then he had the blip or whatever as well, and
yes,
then
yes,
he
yes,
comes
yes,
back. Yeah.
yes, yes. There definitely should have been a royal wedding before he had the child and before he was blimped, right? But again, so you're still perpetrating the, single parent in those movies, so
Perpetuating, yeah.
I yeah, so yeah, I do have an issue with that, but I also understand why he was important and why they actually should have recasted him for Black Panther 2. Now, I personally have said, if they go jump a couple years, the child grows up, they call him T'Chaka and blah 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 blah, I'll be okay with it. But I know a lot of people say that, no, that's not T'Challa, and that's fine. I understand, I get that. But go ahead,
I,
JJ. Or Nurback
Yeah.
was JJ.
Yeah. Honestly, I would have killed off the kid in the first movie. killed her ass off, have Killmonger kill her, get out the way. He go to the blip, have the sister take over the mantle, say have this come forever like it was without the funeral. Kept his mom alive, not kill her, because she was an important figure to T'Challa and uh,
Why are
whatever.
you gonna kill everyone? What? You want
I
to kill
said kill
everyone?
Nakia, kill Nakia, kill
So
Nakia in the first one.
so wait, why you want Nakia dead though?
Exactly. I
Because
don't understand.
it should be T'Challa and
And
Storm.
Storm, right?
Then you could
So
have your kid with them get married. He has to after the blip, he probably wanders off. The sister takes over the mantle while he's gone, comes back, says, "Okay, I'm ready to be king again." Now you have to be married in the third movie. Bring in Storm. Bam, there you go.
so now I
Mm.
know everybody wants him to be with Storm, right? And I get it, Queen, goddess, 100%. But how long did that run really last in the comic books? I don't think it lasted that long. You know what I
It's
mean?
not
It's
that; it's the fact that we want to see it.
so okay, so
Was
you want to
Nakia
see
an
it.
original character from the comics? Nakia, is she
I think she's
original
made
from the
up here.
comics?
I think she was made up too.
Oh, okay.
I think she was made up too. I mean, Chill would know that more than I do because I haven't read any blah, Black Panther comic books in a long time, so they would have to tell you that, right? But I think she was a made up character. I'm just saying personally, right? I know after Secret Wars, they're going to reboot everything and everything's going to be kind of a soft reboot. They're going to recast that, right? Because I know they hear the cry. You know what I mean? I know they hear that people are upset. So I have a feeling that when they do Secret Wars and everything's kind of going to be rebooted, you'll get a new T'Challa.
Mm.
And yeah, go ahead.
No, no, that's it. I
Right?
was like, yeah, I just, yeah, nothing, no, nothing to say.
What
I'm
the?
just saying. Yeah, go ahead. I know, right? I'm
I
just I'm
go
just
ahead.
saying though, like, even if they had recasted him, people are going to compare him to Chadwick Boseman, and they're going to be like, "Oh, Chadwick was better," or maybe he was better, and oh, he should have been Black Panther in the first place. And I don't think Marvel wanted to deal with all of that stuff right at the time. They ended up opening up a whole new bag of worms by not recasting him. But you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. You know what I
This
mean?
is
So,
what I was gonna say. I really seriously have a problem with the ideology of that first movie. That was
and
what I was gonna say because
okay,
I don't know why Killmonger's a bad guy. I still, to this day, like. I get that he's clearly portrayed as doing bad things in that movie, but his whole ideology doesn't support him doing those awful things. Like I don't get why somebody who believes in like this kind of um not he doesn't believe in black supremacy. He's just looking at like the world as what it is and saying, dude, why haven't you done anything about this clear situation of oppression of your people who look like you around the world? You've just kept yourself hidden, secret. And like, what is the point of the movie in the end? Like, what does he learn? Oh, I'll do a couple of little outreaches to people in the ghetto or whatever. Like, and that's my character arc. That's the end of my character arc. That's nothing, dude. You need to put serious, if not be as militant as Killmonger. You need to put like you're a big technological power. You need to put serious, pressure on that situation to change.
so here's the thing, right? Um, I do agree with you. I understand where you're coming from because it didn't seem like Killmonger, not Chillmonger, Killmonger was really bad. He wanted to like empower black people in America, right? He wanted to say, listen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give them, Wakanda technology, and we're going to be able to take over and run things, right? Which we've said many times that I think that black people, we should own our own stuff, right? And that's why I talk about hip hop and say we
Yeah.
should kind of gatekeep hip hop. So I get that. It's the way he went about to do it, which was the bad part. You know what I mean? Like he was ready to kill and murder anybody to get to where he needed to be. And you don't need to kill and murder to actually help
You
out.
don't need to kill and murder your own people. Totally, I
Yes,
agree with that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
So
I think
that. Mhm.
yeah. So I think that's where he was wrong.
Of course, that's where he was wrong, but that was almost artificial. It was like, why would, if you believe in those things, why would you be so hostile to your own people and do that kind of stuff? You know, like it would be more beneficial, I would think, to actually, even if you need to take over Wakanda, like say you needed to be a little bit ruthless to take over Wakanda, but once
Which
you've
he had
taken
to
over
do.
Wakanda, you don't need to like, you know, go on some kind of crazy trip. It would have been better if you saw it as he had a genuinely good reason for wanting to take over Wakanda, and then the power corrupted him. Once he got there, the power corrupted him, as opposed to like he was always planning to do this, what he did.
Or also remember that was, I guess he felt like that was his birthright in a way.
Yes, I was just about to
Almost.
say that
So
as well.
he had
Yeah,
a reason for taking over. But I
right,
think his idea of, giving blacks guns, so he had a more of a militant approach
right,
as
right. Like
opposed to
we're not just gonna give you these guns and Wakanda technology so that you can actually help yourself. No, we're gonna do it so we can take over. That
yeah.
was his plan. Like he wanted to take over. You know what I mean? So that's where the bad part of his plan comes into. What he wanted to do was good intentions, 100%. Because even at the end of the movie, T'Challa says we're gonna share our technology with America and the American people, right? So Chillmonger said this.
And
He said,
Africa as well. What about Africa, dude?
"Yeah, I feel you. I feel you because they were centered. They were Wakanda's like kind of isolated in Africa from Africa as well. So I get that
Yeah.
too. I get
But I
that
kind
too.
of wonder because when they had the little council, there were people from different parts of Africa at that council. Like the kids' character, I think was from Ghana, I think. So I wonder if that
Maybe,
technology was spread out, but
possibly,
Wakanda was like the central area.
No,
possibly.
I don't think it was. He was saying he was hiding from everything to. I don't know why they were hiding exactly, but maybe they thought they'll be attacked, or I don't know. I didn't really get that, considering they were so technologically advanced that no one could mess with them anyway. But wouldn't the first thing they did before even going to America and helping the American blacks out, which they should do as well, they should help blacks from all over the world, but they
Right.
need to sort out all of the people
The
dying
African
and
first.
starving and that
Yeah, yeah,
civil war with each other in Africa. I would have
yeah,
thought
yeah,
that would be the first thing you do,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like
100%.
so. Yeah, it's a
Well,
strange movie. It's just
yeah.
it's got. I
I
don't
So
know
think in a
what
way,
it is exactly, but it just gives a bad taste in my mouth about what they're saying. It feels
I,
like they're saying like we should all just be like peaceful and harmonious and da da da, rather than say nah, mate, like what you've done to us is absolutely devastating, and not retribution, but we're gonna sort this out. You
so
know,
but
let me
also,
get to this.
go
Keep
ahead.
that thought, JG.
Okay.
Want to get to Chill's comment real quick. He said, if Chad was alive, he'd have made sure they were married. Are you sure about that? Right? Because that's what if isms. You know what I mean? Like, what if? We don't know that for sure, right? We don't know. He was an actor. He wasn't a writer on the movie, so we don't know that. And he said Nakia is a comic book villain of T'Challa. After the movie, they made her the good guy, made her a good guy, and died. I got you. Go ahead, Go ahead, JG. What's your
Yeah.
take?
In a way, they were kind of doing that. Right. Remember the very beginning, Nikhil was a spy, and they were, I guess it was prostitution ring or whatever they were trying to stop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Saving
they were
some
doing so, but
Africans.
still trying to maintain their secrecy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You're correct. At the beginning, you see them saving those Africans from being whatever it was they were taking them. I don't think they explained where they were taking them or whatever, but yeah, they did save some. So you did see that they were at least trying to help some African people. So yeah, 100%.
Like I said, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think they had enough money to do everything that they probably wanted to do.
Nah, they had
But
money, bro.
So there's a lot of
Come
stuff
on.
missing, plot holes.
Oh, you mean the movie didn't have the money to do everything?
Yeah, as I said, I don't think the money had enough money to do everything that they probably wanted to do, like what any
I
movie.
think you're saying the Wakandans didn't, because the Wakandans
No,
are like
no.
with Tony Stark, bro. They're super rich in comics.
he said he had about average level of input. Okay, I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I think Ryan
You know what I
Coogler
mean?
said that he would always read and give his input.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Maybe he would have, but again, at the same time, we don't know if that's the case, right? But does Wakanda Forever hit as much as Black Panther if we have to challenge that movie?
I think the funeral scene at the beginning was the hardest hitting part of the whole movie, as far as emotionally, and the death of their mother. But after that, man, the Riri thing. Oh, I hated Riri. Yeah. Other than
She was
those two
horrible.
things, I mean, I think if Chad was alive, like you said earlier, it would have been a much different movie.
She was terrible in the first movie, though. I really think she was. I would have rather actually Nikita Nwanga or whatever take over like as Black Panther than her. Like that little girl or whatever she was. Why? I don't understand it. Like, isn't she? And also, aren't they supposed to go to war with? Like, they're supposed to have a fight to be able to take over the Black Panther mantle. It's not just given.
Negro, are you fixing your hut?
No, it's this.
It's a picture of her.
Vietnamese, they're always building stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, because I know you're living out. I know you're living out there in a hut. You know what I mean? You ain't got no apartment. You got a nice little hut. It's cool. We got you. But yeah. So, but yeah. So, now another question I have is because we all know what the first Black Panther did for the character. You know, had black men. You know, all happy and everything. And then I think with two, we had Shiri as a female Black Panther, and I think maybe they were trying to empower women on that one as too. Do you have a problem with that?
I mean, it happened in the comics, so I don't really have too much of a problem with it. It'd be different if it didn't happen and they just force it in there. I still, I think her character, because we didn't really see in the first one her being she was more of a technological nerd, right? We didn't see any fighting, even though I guess she trained in Wakanda Forever a little bit, but I just didn't see that. Like Nerman said, Lupita's character would probably been a much better Black Panther than she probably would, just based on what we've seen as far as fighting, or even the Michonne woman, what's her name is.
Right, exactly. The one
yeah.
from the
Walking
Gali,
Dead
what
show.
are they called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about M'Baku?
Nah.
He would have been interesting. I don't think.
All right. So
It would have been okay to see it, but as far as a character, I don't think he's smart enough to do it.
So you have the reins, right? You have the reins of Marvel. Chadwick Boseman just died, and you're talking or you're thinking about doing Black Panther 2. What do you guys do?
Well, Black Panther 1, Lupita would have been dead, killed off, like I said.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
We're going with the way Black Panther was presented to us.
Okay. And we're saying if T'Challa had been alive and not dead.
No, he dies.
He died.
He dies, but you're the one in charge. Yes.
I would have recast it and put Aldous Hodge as Black Panther, since he's pretty much
not a bad show. Any one of those guys from the One Night in Miami, maybe even the guy who played Muhammad Ali, or
I wouldn't have gotten him. Only because he's just too damn light. Nothing wrong with the
you're right.
just the
All
image
right.
they're trying to portray, that dark skin, dark brown, dark skin. So Elders Hall would have been my pick. Um, I don't know if I would have had Namor in there. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I would have had Namor, maybe not the Latin Aztec kind of Namor that they presented, more of
Mm-hmm.
a comic accurate one. But I kind of see why they did the way they did it. Riri would have been a complete different. I don't even think I would have had Riri in the damn thing.
You got you.
Uh, I would have still had his sister being Black Panther, but after the blip, I would have had Eldritch Hard kind of going on this soul mission to find himself again. And if the sister's fighting the more and she's having trouble, all of a sudden we see Elders come back, putting on the mantle again, and they both tag team and beating up Namor.
No, I wouldn't have even had her. You mean the actual one that they had, the scientist chick though?
No, I would have had either the Michonne person.
Oh right, I got
take
you.
over.
I got you. Yeah. She could have taken over while he was like out, and then
And what would
he
you have
comes
done,
back.
Nerd Man?
I would have recast the whole Marvel universe as Black. Iron Man, Captain America, all of them. There wouldn't be one white dude.
Holy God.
No, I would have recast. I would have recast and just told a classic Black Panther story. Was there any way that you could believe Scar could come back? What is it, Scar? No. What's his name? The Claw.
Claw. Yeah, Claw.
Yeah, from the first movie. Is there any way you could believe he come back?
Nope.
Probably
Because
not.
what happened? Because you could make him into a machine, no? He was already half machine.
Well, his hand was because it got cut off by Ultron, but in the comic, he is more of a machine type. So maybe
So you
you
could
could have
have
did
brought
something
him
like that.
back as a machine and had him face him. Because Claw is his real. That's his
Yeah.
Joker.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is his Joker. So I would have just recast, had him do that, and then maybe done some tribute, maybe in the after credits to Chadwick Boseman, or saying the importance of keeping the legacy of this character going. You know what I mean? Like him saying how important it is to, whatever. You could have done that in the after credits, got the tears out from people who's like, oh yeah. So if he was explaining why he felt his character was so important in what do they call it, the after credits or whatever,
Yeah.
Post credit scenes. Yeah.
post credit scene, I think that would have been deep. And then
So
just had a classic Black Panther story against Claw, the returning Claw.
So I got to be careful what I say because I know Chill's watching. He might clip it. So I would have did exactly what Marvel did. They did the right choice. I'm gonna stick with that. No, if I had reins, I would. Again, you speak to the cast, how they feel about it, whatever. At the end of the day, if I didn't recast him, I wouldn't have killed off the character. I would have said he was somewhere, something happened or whatever,
Exactly.
but I wouldn't have killed him off. There was ways you could have actually still did the movie and had him, some off somewhere in space, lost in space or something like that. You know what I mean? And then when you do Black Panther 3 and you have recasted him, then you can explain where he was and you could actually make that the movie. He's lost somewhere and he's trying to get back home to his family or whatever. You know what I mean? So you could have did something like that. You could have did other things than killing off the character. And I give Danny his props all the time. And if I could find the stream, I would let you know because Danny was the first one that I knew that called the child that said that you're gonna have a child at the end of the movie. They call him T'Challa, and I remember saying that sounds stupid.
I disagree. I think I said it way before Danny. There's video
No, you didn't.
evidence and
Mm-mm.
there's written
Mm-mm.
evidence and comments. And
Okay,
So
so
you
Superwise,
hold
where
on.
are you,
So you
Superwise?
want
Where
to
are
be
you, bro?
responsible for that stupidity?
I want my check. That's what I want.
No. No. You might have said that they weren't going to recast the child, but did you say there was going to be a child? Because Danny
I
said
said
there was going to be a
if
child.
they were gonna recast, one way I think that they would do it is they would have a child, and that child would be the legacy of the child.
I don't know. I remember Danny saying that stuff, man.
You didn't see it.
I
You didn't
Yeah,
even
one
see
hundred
it.
percent. 100% Danny said it first. I don't know. JG probably heard Danny saying it and then went on supervised stream and said it and now is trying to claim it as his own. You know what I mean?
I'm
No,
yeah.
I'm
that's
gonna
not
go.
happening.
I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna go find it.
You
That's all
do
I'm gonna
that, and then I will find Danny's one, and we'll see whose was first.
do. Either way, I didn't hear Danny say it. Therefore, it wouldn't matter. Ryan Coogler, run us both a check. That's all I gotta say.
Now he's backtracking. You see him backtracking?
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah,
backtrack. I just,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I believe that I said it first. But if Danny
So,
said it first, I didn't hear Danny say it. Therefore, we both said it. Therefore, we both need checks.
so let me ask you, what's your favorite Chadwick Boseman movie?
Ooh,
Tell
favorite
you
check.
what, it ain't Black Panther. I'm just telling you now.
I
It's
can't
great.
stand. I can't stand
You
this
know
guy.
what?
You know what I
I
mean?
would say it wasn't a third good. I didn't really like. He wasn't bad. I didn't like the movie, but
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say James Brown. Get on up.
Oh,
Get on up is
no,
one.
no, no,
Uh,
no, no, no. But go ahead.
Get on up. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Of course, he was great in that.
Ma Rainey's
Mm-hmm.
Black Bottom. I was gonna say that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should
Uh,
have got an Oscar nomination for that one, bro. Straight up, that
Damn.
was really good.
It was.
What was that movie? Is in Bridges? Was that the name of it?
Which one? Six.
What was it?
21 Bridges.
21 Bridges. It's like he's great in everything he's in, but the
Oh,
movies may not be the best movies. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
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 Because he was in that
So
Gods of Egypt or whatever movie that was, with the white Egyptian gods.
Oh shit, he
He
was.
was in
I
that.
just
He was
saw
in
it.
that. So he's been in a lot of stuff. It's just
no,
I don't really. I do remember.
so I would say, Nerdman. First, you. What's your favorite Chadwick Boseman
No,
movie?
definitely Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Uh, I haven't seen that many Chadwick Boseman movies. Now I'm looking at it.
Oh,
Like,
42.
So,
I knew it was one. I forgot 42.
so
I
we
like. I
have.
haven't seen Get On Up or Marshall, or those are the ones that he's really known for, like for getting like Oscars. But I did see The Five Bloods.
The
Mm-hmm.
Or
Five Bloods.
42, I didn't see 42 either, but I saw The Five Bloods, Black Panther, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and I would rank them Ma Rainey's by far the first, then Black Panther, then The Five Bloods, because I think that's
I
an
mean, you look at Maurice Black Bottom.
awful movie, bro.
He's noticeably sick in that movie. You just see him, but he's still doing. I mean, giving that performance, man,
Mm-hmm.
that's just ridiculous.
I think for me, I would have to say it's probably either 42 or Marshall. I I did not like his James Brown at all. I am sorry. I just don't think he tried to do the James Brown voice, but he didn't have it. He did not have
I
the
feel
James
you.
Brown
I
voice.
feel you on that.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't a real fan of that movie. Um, I thought 42 was absolutely amazing, and Marshall I think is absolutely amazing too. So those are the two that I would probably pick as his best movies.
Now, we'll give you a little pushback, and
Hmm.
I respect your opinion. 'Cause I get it. The James Brown thing, I get it. But in
Hmm.
42, he didn't really sound like Jack Robinson at all in that entire movie.
No, but you see, he wasn't really trying to, right?
I
And
got
the
you.
problem that I have with Get On Up is he was trying to sound like James Brown, and I just don't think he caught it. You know what I mean? I don't think he got it.
Mm.
So I don't really enjoy his performance too
I
much
don't
in
think
that
he
movie.
looks like James Brown either. Like, it's a weird choice. Like,
For
for him
James
Yeah,
to
Brown,
play
it was,
Brown.
I'm very curious about what other actors were in the running for that movie.
yeah. It was definitely a weird choice for James Brown. So for me, like I said, I think 42 is absolutely amazing. Just his performance and the movie itself, I think
Hmm.
is good. And Marshall, I thought that movie was
Really?
absolutely
I wasn't really
Yeah,
a fan of that movie.
yeah, I thought it was good.
Did he get nominated for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? Because I know he didn't win, but did he at least get nominated?
I don't know.
Because he
I
should
have no
have
idea.
won. Like you know, all those things where they just give an actor an Oscar because they died. Like even Heath Ledger, like he may have been nominated. I don't doubt he would have been nominated for Joker, but ain't no way he was gonna win for Joker
So
if he was alive.
he was nominated in 2021 for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom,
Okay.
Best Actor. He was nominated for Best
And who
Actor.
did he lose to?
Oh, I forgot.
Anthony
Draft
Hopkins,
Day.
right?
I don't remember who he lost to.
He lost to
Oh.
Anthony Hopkins' father. Could you check it? Because if I check it, my internet's gonna go like.
Okay, I'm looking at some movies. I just now looking at. I'm like, damn, I knew it was something I forgot.
Because
Draft Day.
I saw Father, and I'm not. Look, it was a good performance, but it weren't. Oh, you should take an Oscar from a man who died, you know, and also did an equally good performance, if not better. You know, like it wasn't at that level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to like if I'm just trying to see if there was someone who was clearly like iconic, and that's why they won over him. But I really believe it was Anthony Hopkins' father.
It was.
Yeah, absolute nonsense. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like
that
if
movie
you
wasn't
watch
even
that movie,
It wasn't all that great. I mean, I take it. It was a good movie, but compared to
it was
what
a good movie.
Chadwick Boseman did in Maurice Black Bottom, nah, he shouldn't have won that.
I didn't even see that movie, to be honest with you.
But I'm looking
He's
at another
good in
movie.
it, but it's not even in Anthony Hopkins' top 10 performances. Who
It's not.
remembers Father? Think
That's the
about
one
it.
when he had freaking dementia or something, or
Yeah, he had dementia.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was actually
It
very,
was good.
very good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an iconic movie. It wasn't, you know, like one that you're going to remember. It's one of those one and done. You watch it, you go, oh, that's kind of good. It's a good little drama or whatever. And then you keep it pushing. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think if you watch that movie, if it's not too, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those depressing movies, you know, with the ending or whatever.
It is.
So if you can handle that depression and going through that, it's probably a movie you'd want to watch again. It's actually really, really good. You know, so
Yeah, he was in another movie called Message from the King. I think he did that right after Black Panther. Netflix movie, really good, really good.
One more question is, and I know you already said it, JG, but Nerdman, who would you have recasted for T'Challa?
ooh, that's a good question. I'd have to see black actors. I'd want someone very like oh no, I'd want someone really handsome. That's
Well, I'm gonna
because
go
I
ahead.
think I really liked when they had you know the guy from Oz. Did you guys watch Oz before?
Yeah,
Remember Oz? The guy who played Killer Croc, basically in Suicide Squad 1.
Yeah.
I really liked when they had him for Black Panther, but he was too old by the time Black Panther came out. But he originally, while he was doing Oz, and he looked like he was buff and like he just he had a magic. He had a even being in prison, he had like this majesty, like this leadership, and then he had the great African accent. So I would have chosen him originally, but I would want that kind of type. I just don't know who. I'd have to look up black actors.
But yeah, for me, like I said, Nzo Hodges #1 for me. Man, I mean, when you see him in that trash Black Adam movie, he basically was T'Challa in that whole movie. Every time he moved, when he talked, if you put an African accent on him, that's T'Challa right there.
You need to watch your mouth, bro. All right.
And it's another guy. He's on a Netflix show called Blood and Water. Unknown guy, young guy. He could be T'Challa, or if T'Challa Jr. is grown up, he also play him too. Name is Thabang Molaba. He's one of the guys. He's been in film schools, acting schools. He's African, so he already has the accent. Nice looking guy, young enough to play several movies.
You know who I think could have pulled it off? And I wasn't sold at first until I seen The Woman King, John Boyega.
Nah.
Yeah, he was like top 5 choice for me, like number 5. But
I know what you mean. Yeah, go on.
No, go
yeah,
ahead.
Go on, JG.
Oh,
yeah,
JG, sorry.
I think he would have a kingly charisma, but as far as even though it'd be CG most time with the fights and stuff, I just don't see him in that suit doing anything.
See, okay,
I like him as a bad guy.
Really?
But not. I would have. If they didn't go with Claw, it would have been cool to have him as a bad guy. But I'm looking at. I think Aldous Hodges is actually a really good pick. I feel like I know someone better for it, but like Aldous Hodges is really, really solid. He was great in One Night in Miami. But yeah, I can't see many 30s black actors. Actually, I was looking on IMDb, like best 30s black actors. There's not many.
Yeah, I know. There's not many. That's why I was like, you know what? John Boyega sold me when I heard his African accent. I was like, that's not too bad. You know what I mean? So I think he probably could have pulled it off too. But yeah, I think Idris Hodge would be a good choice as well. I think it would be a good choice as well. But rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. Recast T'Challa. And guys, make sure to hashtag it out for my boy Chillmonger because he's been putting in work all day today on that stuff. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I almost said something there. Don't worry, Chill. I got you. I got a few jokes that we're gonna get into before we get into the next topic because you know how I do it over here. Like to have a little bit of fun. So check this out.
I dip my Oreos in water.
Because her dad never came back with the milk.
Chillmonger said, yep. Yeah, 100% Chill. You know what I mean? You started that shit. We all know that. You know what I mean? You had that plan for months. So, never mind. That wasn't funny.
What?
You know that British humor, bro.
Sorry, I was looking up Black Actor Store. What was it? Play again, one more time.
Yeah.
What's your deepest secret? I dip my Oreos in water.
Because her dad never came back with the milk.
That's cool.
Got another one here. I think I'm trying to find the one I know.
Dips their Oreos in water. What the hell is that about?
I don't know. Bro.
Oh, here it is. JG, this one's for you.
So no matter how big something is, it's going in my mouth and I'm swallowing it.
Yes, sir. No way, I got my keys right here ready. Let's go.
That's hilarious. Hold on.
No. It's too late.
It's out the season.
Oh shit. Let's see this. Yes.
Excuse me, I didn't ask for whipped cream.
Oh, you didn't ask for whipped cream? Did you say that at the register?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that this isn't your fucking drink. So if you could, kindly sit your ass down, and I will call you when your drink is...
Damn.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, he would have to get cursed out for that. You know what I mean? He would have to get cursed out for that 100%. What else do we got?
I was looking to catch a beating, bro. What the hell is that about?
We got something else. Hold on. No, not that. All right, let's do this one.
Black in its normal state, but goes white when you go super. What? Let me break it down for you, my nimbus cloud colored brother. When you are in your quote unquote super form, your hair becomes white. Well, actually blonde. Tomato, my brother. And then they are accented with the devil's blue eye. Actually turquoise. Where's this going? Let him finish. Thank you, my alien zucchini brother. What I'm trying to point out to you is that the word super is the root word for superior. Now, do you feel superior when you have blonde hair and blue eyes versus your black hair and black eyes? Well, yeah. But what are you saying? Yeah, I'm saying. So you saying yeah? Yes, I'm saying. Wait, brother, do you know what I'm saying? You're saying? I'm saying right now. So you weren't saying before? Brother, I've been saying this whole time. But you're black. What the fuck you saying? I didn't know there were black sayings. Nigga, what?
What the hell did I just watch?
Oh my goodness.
What's up, brother? How you doing? Thanks for popping. I don't know where I got them, to be honest with you.
Oh, by the way, go on. So I was gonna say hi to
Ooh.
That's a good choice,
Tony. Hey, dude.
Nzo Beller, Godfrey as T'Challa. Yeah.
I'm not mad at that one.
Yeah, I could probably see that one, but at the same time, how would his his African accent be? You know what I mean? Because for me, it all comes down to the accent. You know, if you can pull off that accent, then I think maybe you have the first steps of recast T'Challa. You know,
I think I should be recast as well. I'll be
you should be recast just in general, brother, because we don't need any more of Nerd Man around here. So we need to recast you. But the next topic we have on here, and I don't know if you guys know, but you remember Breonna Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me remove that. So Breonna Taylor actually had Cousin T said, "Been a while since I caught y'all live. Respectful brothers." Oh, thank you, Cousin T. Much appreciated. So Breonna Taylor obviously was the woman who boyfriend, shot at the cops, and she was murdered or killed because of the cops shooting back. So they went to trial.
Wait a second, her boyfriend didn't shoot at the cops.
Yeah, he did. But he didn't know
they were cops. Yeah, because they just
he
came
didn't.
in, right?
Yes, he didn't know they were cops, right? So of course he thought someone's breaking into his house, and they're in a state where Kentucky can carry your guns. But the judge faults Breonna Taylor's boyfriend for her death and drops charges against the two cops. A Kentucky judge ruled that Breonna Taylor's boyfriend's decision to open fire is the legal cause of her fatal shooting by police officers, throwing out federal charges against two officers who allegedly falsified a drug warrant that led to police breaking down her door and killing her in 2020. In a decision on Thursday, U.S. District Judge Charles R. Simpson III dismissed felony deprivation of right charges against former Louisville police detective Joshua James, who was accused of knowingly drafting a false search warrant affidavit on Taylor's home, and former Sergeant Kyle Meany, who approved the warrant. Three plainclothes Louisiana police officers, Brent Hankison, John Matney, and Miles Cosgrove, executed the search warrant on Taylor's home on March 13, 2020. Startled awake by pounding on the door, Taylor's boyfriend, Keith Walker, said he assumed it was a break-in and fired a shot in the dark, which struck Mattingly. The officers fired 32 shots in return, killing Taylor. The judge ruled that there is no direct link between the warrantless entry of Taylor's death, writing that James and Meanley were not involved in the raid on Taylor's home. Instead, he wrote it was Walker's decision to open fire that was the legal cause of Taylor's death. U.S. Attorney... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they're both the legal cause. I don't understand how can you say it's... You're talking about the events that led to
Exactly. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, of course, it's the legal cause. If they did something illegal that led to the situation, the only thing that I have a thing is, did they bust through the door or they just knocked on the door?
Well, from what I remember, is I think they were banging on the door. I don't know if you ever had police come to your door, but they don't knock normally. You know
Nope.
what I mean?
No, I
They
know.
don't knock normally. It's like bang, 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 bang. Right.
But you
So I
could
guess.
say I have a gun, right? Who is it? Or like who is it? Or
I got you.
I have a gun, like, or something like that. Like, like if they didn't burst through her door, then I do think he has a slight legal responsibility, even though I understand his actions.
Mm-hmm.
But from the perspective of the law, considering there's other things he could have done prior to just busting off a shot. Because think about it, even if say it wasn't cops,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he busts off a shot at people who are coming to like harm him or whatever, they may
Mm-hmm.
have shot back as well.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you, right? But also, it may have scared them off as well, too, right? Cops are not going to get scared off if they hear a gunshot. They're going to, you know what I mean? Oh, gunshots. So they're going to converge on the spot and do whatever they need to do, right? Now, I get it. You're right. Maybe he could have said, but when you're in the moment, nerd man, you know what I mean? Like, this is
I
like
don't
split
blame him.
second. Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? Like
I
split
don't
second
blame him.
decisions, especially from what I believe and what they say is that it's because of drugs or he might have been a drug dealer or anything like that, right? So if he
Did he
was,
have drugs?
I don't know if they found drugs. I really don't think so. I really don't think so. I
And
think the cops
was he a
actually
known drug dealer or was he not?
no, I believe they went to the wrong house, but don't quote me on that. Maybe someone who followed a little bit more remembers well can say it. But here he says there has not yet been an objective account of the chaos during Taylor's fatal shooting. Her family has long disputed police accounts of what happened at her home that night, and the officers who executed the warrant have given different versions of the event. None of the officers used body cam during the operation. Taylor's
That's
family said it
also
that could be an issue as well, right?
yeah.
I'd have to tell Danny, and maybe it's state by state. I don't know, but from what I know is they have to turn on their body cams, you know. So
They have to. And did they admit? Did he admit to shooting first?
the
The
boyfriend,
boyfriend?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe it did.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he has admitted to shooting first. Taylor's family said in a statement to the Associated Press that prosecutors told them to they plan to appeal Simpson's ruling. Obviously, we are devastated at the moment by the judge ruling, which with which we disagree and are just trying to process everything they said. The only thing we can do at this point is continue to be patient. We will continue to fight until we get full justice for Breonna Taylor.
So okay, the boyfriend clearly hasn't been charged with anything, right?
No, he hasn't. No.
Okay. So we're looking for legal responsibility. Okay.
Mm.
So we could say the boyfriend, I don't know if you could like I don't know, you couldn't you could I mean maybe you could take it to civil trial or something like that for the boyfriend, right? For
Mm-hmm.
him to have some kind of legal financial responsibility for it. In the sense like maybe he recklessly disarmed, leading to like danger to this girl. But
Hold on
on the
there, man. Keep
other,
that thought for a second. Let me get to a super chat. Danny said, all the MCU, DCU, sports topics, women, Bel Air, food, music, all these topics, and this show always beating a dead horse. Ban the O.O.C. He said, boo, how can I report this bashing of law enforcement to YouTube? And he said, next topic. So first off, we're not banning law enforcement, Danny. We're actually bashing the judicial system, right? So go ahead, nerd man.
yeah, no, I just don't understand how you even look. If the thing was search warrant was falsified,
Mm-hmm.
right, and that led to a series of why was it falsified? First of all, that's a big question. What was the reason for the falsification? It's very important, but the fact it was falsified at all, right? And then they come in plain clothes. Now, my problem with it is only did they burst through the door and this guy saw them in plain clothes? Because actually, funnily enough, something similar happened to me in London, where like plainclothes police officers just started chasing me down the street, like with a couple of friends of mine. And then they said, "Oh, police!" shouted after, like running after us for like these big dudes, and we were like maybe 15, 14 years old. And these big dudes just started like running, like running after us. And then eventually they said, "Police, police, stop!" And I stopped immediately. And they took a whack at me with a baton because they thought I matched up with somebody that they were looking for. And it ended up, I wasn't that person, obviously, and we weren't those people. But they still tried to get us for running away from the police. And I'm like, I didn't know you were police. When you said you were police, I stopped. And he was like, "No, I caught you." I was like, "You can't catch me, bro." I was way ahead of you, bro. You weren't catching nothing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that happened. So I can get, if you have the visual of like 3 or 4 or even more big dudes coming through your door, then you shoot. Then there's it's a no contest. That falsification led to her death. If he didn't see them, that's where I think there's still a legal issue. They should still be done for falsifying a document, or falsifying a legal document. That could be a separate thing from the responsibility of her murder, right? That's what they should go after them for.
So let me get to this. Danny said it depends on the state law. If the body cam needs to be on, it is a tool for transparency. In our states, we do not serve warrants after dark unless it's something really serious. It's a safety issue. They also said if the search warrant was bad, then that has to be on the judge. The officers must have the correct probable cause to get the warrant. If the officers don't have it, the judge should not sign it. Okay. I got you.
But if they falsify the reasons, right, and then the judge sees that and says, "Well, that is probable cause," then it's not on the judge. Because look, if they give reasons that legally speaking the judge shouldn't give, he shouldn't, basically, what's the word I'm looking for? That he shouldn't ratify, right? Then of course it's the judge's fault. So if, like, for instance, they say, somebody, they go to a judge, "We want a search warrant because somebody next door to this guy said that he's, selling marijuana," or whatever it may be, right? That is not probable cause. That's reason for an investigation. That's not probable cause for a search warrant, right? Unless there has to be other kind of things, right? But if they say something that is actual probable cause but does not exist, that they just lied about, then of course, why wouldn't the judge sign it? The judge doesn't have to investigate it personally. He just has to look at the reasons and assume that the cops are doing their, telling the truth.
Yeah,
I am I wrong about that?
Man, I'm not in the law enforcement, so Danny would have to tell that more. But I do agree with you. If the cops lied, right, and they lied to get the warrant, and the judge believed the lies, like how would the judge be able to fact check whether the warrant is a valid warrant or not. You know what I mean? If the cops are up on the up and up. So yeah, I agree with you. If they lied and they got it done, then yeah, it's on the cops. And I'm right there with you, because if the warrant is a lie, right? They got it passed. Whatever happens after that, it's on those cops. Because if they didn't lie and they didn't get this warrant, then they would have never went to that house, and he would have never had to shoot, and then they would have never had to end up killing her girlfriend. So for me, it's like you know, a full circle of events. But hold on, let me get this.
That is a crime to falsify a warrant. Tell me if I'm wrong, Road to Wisdom, but I'm pretty sure that's a crime. Now, for instance,
he said,
if
before you go, hold on,
you,
keep your thought. I'm gonna tell you what he says. He says, if you falsify the warrant, then Nerdman is correct. But if the judge is suave, he should ask savvy. That's good. Thank you. He should ask questions and be thoroughly convinced. The judge, like everyone else, usually knows the caliber count.
Continue. He's gonna
He's still
write
typing
more.
stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna continue.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
but
go ahead.
He could have asked the questions. You're assuming he didn't ask questions, and maybe they convinced him. But I was going to say, if in the commission of a crime, it could be like you go and you want to steal. I know this is at least in a lot of states in America, and it might be a capital crime. I'm not sure, but if you go into, like, say you wanted to rob a T-shirt from a shop, and in that commission of the crime, somebody gets killed, even because, like, say you were with a partner or something, right? And that person, like, they get cornered or something and they shoot someone, and you were just there to steal the T-shirt, you will get done for murder.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's
collaboration.
a law.
Yeah, collaboration.
So it's not a collaboration. It's that in the commission of a crime, the person somebody got killed. So because you were in that commission of the crime, the other person. So if they were in the commission of a crime and someone gets killed because of it, then why is it just because they're cops that they don't get the same law as everybody else?
Good question.
Well, no, it's not a good question. There's an answer for that. What color are we?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What color are we? You know what I mean? What color are we? Right? So, and you would think, and at least I think a lot of us thought, that after the George Floyd stuff, that, we would finally get some of these wrongs corrected. And again, if this is the case, if this is the stuff, I'm going to look more into the case, like I'm going to go read more into it, because I'm seeing this article where they talked about the police interviews and stuff like that. So I'm going to look more into the case. But again, at the end of the day, like you said, if they lied and all of this happened because they falsified the information, then yes, 100% they should be liable for that. You know what I mean? Like, they should be liable for that. And it just comes down to not respecting, brothers, not respecting us. Here we go. He said, caliber around, and that officer usually has to prove to others beyond a shadow of a doubt his probable cause is legit before the warrant is signed. So then if that is the case, then Danny, right? And what we're saying is, they're saying that they've said this from the start of the case, right? That the warrant was falsified. So that means that this cop these cops went above and beyond to make this thing look legit so that the judge would actually sign it. So I think that even that there should be more of a, like, okay, now you guys did too much. You know what I mean? Because you had to convince the judge that, yes, this is what happens. This is what we need to do. This is the evidence. This is that, right? And all of that. So you had to bring all of that evidence to the judge for the judge to sign his warrant. Now,
and I was just going to add that so if you're trying to put it on the judge for that, unless he knew that it was falsified, unless there's proof that he actually was in on them with the falsification, then it's just legal malpractice on his part. If he didn't check to verify those things, that isn't a crime. That's legal malpractice.
Well, look at this. Let's say
Another protection that those guys have.
so
I got a question after you, JG. Go ahead.
Okay. So they've admitted that it was a false warrant. Judge signed it. How many other false warrants has the judge signed?
Right. And you see, and I'm glad you asked that, because that goes to my question: is it possible that these cops just brought it to the judge, said, "Hey, judge, we got this, so and so, blah blah blah." Judge said, "Okay, sign it." Boom. Right? Because and I know we're talking movies and stuff, but I believe sometimes that happens in real life, where maybe the cop has, or the judge has a good friendship, career, you know what I mean, or whatever, trusting the officer to where the officer could just bring anything to him and the judge is just going to sign it without doing a thorough investigation. Now, I don't know if that happens. Danny would probably be able to tell me more than that, but I feel like sometimes that could be the case where a judge has so many things on his plate where he's just freaking signing warrants, just signing warrants, just signing warrants. You know what I mean? He said, Anzo, do you remember the movie The Hurricane? That happened a lot in the past. The rules and steps now are more sophisticated to prevent all this corruption. There still are those who slip. I got you. Who slip through the cracks? I got you. The police, the judge, and their local government officials are all in this together. And that could be a possibility too, as well.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
like
what I mean?
I can't speak for Danny's state, but I know my city in Tennessee, state Tennessee, the mayor, the commissioner, they all know each other, right? So if the chief of police does something wrong, the mayor's out there bagging her up, and it's just a lot of mess. So false warrant, judge signs it. It's probably multiple warrants that this judge has signed that happen to be false. The boyfriend admits to shooting first. So was there some type of deal made? It kind of makes you wonder.
I heard.
Because if my girl gets shot, killed like that, it ain't no damn deal. Like no,
Facts. Yeah.
Unless I've been doing something for a reason why you guys came in the first place.
Well, Nadia said, I heard her case had something to do with land development. Danny said, so there's still those that slip through the cracks. If bad warrants are discovered, then usually the attorney general of the state investigates, and if they find a pattern, then all involved are usually charged. So, okay, I'll also ask another question to that, Danny. So, let's say they do find that all involved are charged. What happens to the people who, like, maybe went to jail because of this false warrant? Do they get released? You know what I mean? Do they have to go through like a whole new, okay, we got to do this and that, like all kinds of paperwork to get them to release? Or once they find out that it's been falsified, do they just release them right away? Boom, instead of, you know what, on false pretenses or whatever, and they release you. You know what I mean? So that's the question I have as well. That's
what
a question.
What the hell are you doing there, man?
I have to teach a class. It's really. I'll tell you after when we go off screen. But like they're very annoying in this country and what they do.
Well, I'll give an example of something. I mentioned was before the West Memphis 3. With 3 white teenagers that served 18 years in jail for murdering 3 or 4 kids. They were accused of murdering the kids. There was a lot of mishandling of the evidence, stuff like that. Served 18 years, and they got released, but had to say that they were guilty, so they can be let out, so they can actually go over the case. Right. So even with the corruption, that's possible corruption that we're seeing, they'll still find ways to say, okay, well, I was wrong, but you're wrong too. So this everything's offset. I'll let you go. We'll go our own way. Bam, is done.
Yeah, I got you. Interesting case. I'd like to see what happens with the appeal. It's definitely going to be interesting to find out what happens. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, if those cops did falsify the records, then I definitely think that they need to take care of that. Danny said they get a chance to appeal, and if they find out the evidence isn't there, then they are usually released, and they probably will sue and get a boat ton of money. All right, very interesting. Very
There's
interesting.
been a few cases like that where inmates were falsely in prison for years, got out, sued, and got a lot of money. But I mean, is it worth being in jail that long though?
For real though. Probably not. Probably not. So we're gonna get on to the next topic. I do have. Oh no, I can't show that. JG would love that one. That was thing again. We're gonna show this clip, right? This says how black people really react in a scary movie. Let me see if I can get it right again. Here we go.
I agree with that, Daddy. If I'm not on suicide watch while I'm in there, shit. So I don't see anything. You're not sharing your screen.
Mother effer, really?
I thought you were laughing what Daddy said. I'm like, okay, why is he still laughing?
Well, hold on. Let me see what Danny said here. He said, if your manhood was taken, then I would say no. Don't go to scary movies, so I don't know. Oh, no. You'll see. Because we'd all do this one. It's going to start over.
Bad. What I'm doing. Yes. Oh,
100% though.
yes.
He said the man on point. Yeah, for real, Daddy. That is exactly what I would do. Well, I think that's what we all would do. And he was so calm too. You know what I mean? He walked in, he heard that, and he just turned around, slowly walked out, boom, end of the movie. 100%.
What was that one video with the cop? He's walking out with a flashlight. Somebody screams. He said, nope. He turned around.
Which one?
Big old buff black cop. Oh, I'm going to see if I can find that video.
Yeah, you definitely have to find that one. And we got one more topic for the night because as I see there, I wanted to talk about. I'm going to find it now. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So Deion Sanders was talking about this, and the reason why I'm showing this is because it's something we talked about all the time. I personally haven't watched it yet, but I seen it, and I said, yeah, you know what? We're going to talk about it. So let's listen.
See, the thing about Black fatherhood, women as well as men, African American, we think we got to be perfect. And we don't come from perfect. So how can we ever be perfect? We just got to be present.
Right.
I just need you back in the day, y'all are a little young, but when they call roll when I was in class, we said here, we raised our hand.
Right.
We don't do that no more. We ain't now. We just need you to be present. You don't have to be perfect. Just be present. When I coach youth league in Texas, we had 1,500 kids come out for a darn trial.
Right.
I mean, we had one of the biggest youth organizations in the country. And I used to call the fathers, get the numbers from the mothers, and call the fathers with the broken relationships, the broken marriages, and say, look, dog, I don't even need you to come to practice. Just come to the game, dog. I just need you to sit over there and just tilt your head. When your shorty look at you, just tilt your head. That's affirmation. That's like, yeah, he did that. He just want affirmation from his dad. I just want you just to be present, man. So that's what we need to do as Black fathers. And we get such a bad rap for a multitude of us hadn't been fathers, so we don't know. And we trying to figure it out. See, back in the day, I had Fred Sanford. I don't care what you said, but that relationship between him and Lamont was real. I had George Jefferson, moved on up to a deluxe apartment. That relationship with him and his kid. What's the George son? I forgot it just that quick. I had it on the tip of my tongue. It wasn't, I forgot his name. But Lionel, he had two Lionels. Remember, one with the fro, one other Lionel, had two Lionels. The relationship was tremendous. And all the African-American fathers that we grew up with, I used to watch them and see that connectivity that they had with their sons, and it was just so darn phenomenal, man. I would mimic that. We don't have that on television right now.
Right.
We can't even think about a relationship with a Black man and the son on television. So now we turn to sports.
It's true.
And we're making a comeback. Everybody jumped. You know why they jumped on LeVar Ball? Because he was present.
No.
And he was speaking out for his babies.
That's true.
He's like, I'm going to tell y'all, my son's going to be this, my son's going to be that. They ain't believe him. 2 first rounders later.
Yeah.
And 3 playing pro sports, the other one's overseas. You got to give him love, man.
100%.
You got to give him love. You got to give Ron love.
Yes.
You can say what you want. He's been there.
Yes.
He's supposed to pave the road. He's supposed to pave the way for his baby. He's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, everybody else doing it.
Yeah.
Ain't no fun if the homie can't have none, huh? I guess we can't do it, but we are making a tremendous comeback, and I absolutely love it, man. I'm just trying to fulfill my role in doing so and showing people a glimpse of it. And not only a glimpse of the gentlemen that are married, like you all are, a wonderful relationship. I'm a divorced father, but I didn't stop fathering.
Right.
One custody of my kids, and I never stopped fathering. By myself, working at CBS and working at the NFL Network, never stopped fathering. So I've been there the whole time. So no matter what life presents you, don't stop doing what you've been called to do. Never stop fathering. I built my life around my kids.
Yeah.
The moves I made was based on my babies, not me. They was based on what was good for them. So I take pride in that. Man, ain't no baby daddy. I'm a father.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. You preaching.
Yeah.
Because, I felt in many ways TV sports tries to take you away from your family.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, you can't be a great dad.
That's a lie.
And a great athlete and a great broadcaster and a great, car salesman or whatever it may be, but you can.
Yeah, you can.
You can. You never let one take away from the other.
That's right.
And that takes real dedication.
It does. It takes a real person with you as well to understand your plight and your toil.
100%.
And where you weak at, she got to be strong.
100%.
And where she's weak at, you got to be strong. Yeah. So you got to have each other back. That's what relationships are.
And in this, it's going in a different direction, but I just saw our brother Tyrese on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, man.
And he's talking about the pain that he's had to go through.
Yeah.
And how a lot of times as Black men, the perception is we have to be strong, can't cry,
That's right.
can't talk about our emotions.
That's right.
But we need to be checked in on as well.
Ain't nobody checking for us. They don't care for us like that, dog. We not calling you out, but we don't get the nice stuff. Mother's Day, they get all that. Father's Day, we get some little funky socks or a little tie or some Brute by Fabergé. We get something like that. I'm sorry, Brute. But I apologize. You took me to my childhood, but we don't get the gifts that others do, and we should be appreciated, not just tolerated.
It's funny, and he said that at the end, because like I said, I didn't watch the video, but he said that at the end. I started thinking about Roberto. Remember Roberto was talking about how is it on every Father's Day, I'm the one that's out there barbecuing. You know what I mean? But what are your thoughts on what he had to say?
Sure, can't help but agree with it. A father's presence, especially in a Black household, right, where we're stereotyped of being in one-parent households most of the time. a father's presence is always necessary. I know a lot of times, we always harp on the mother, and the mother is essential. But that father, though, bro, my daughter's like my shadow. I'm so present. It's almost annoying sometimes. It's like, go to your room, go to somewhere. She's my shadow because I'm always present, right? And my father, even though he worked 2 jobs when I was a kid, was always present when he could be. You know what I mean? And even if you're not with your spouse, you still have a duty as a father to be present in that kid's life. Because especially with young girls, if you're the father, you're not present, you're not showing her love, she's gonna find love in the wrong places.
100%.
If you have a son, and as a father, you're not present, that
he's
son,
gonna find other father figures.
figures, it might be the wrong figure.
100%. A friend, you know what I mean? Neighborhood gangster or whatever. Yeah, it's definitely. And when it's usually the neighborhood gangster, they don't really care about the kid. They just thinking they can use that kid to do their jive stuff, Danny said, while you bull jiving, I will still wear some brute when my money looking funny. Hey, I used to wear brute back in the day, Danny, so I don't feel no way about it either. You know what I mean? I used to wear that. I used to wear brute 100%. Nerdman,
What are you talking about?
Brute.
I had to go because I was talking to work. So what were you talking? What are you talking about? Fatherless.
We were just showing a video where Deion Sanders was talking about no good father representation on TV, and that he thinks that father need to be in their kids' lives pretty much. Like he said, he would do the football games and he would call the fathers just to come and like sit in because a father is important to a child,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 100%. Yeah,
Danny
I mean,
said,
I don't even know that's a controversial point. I think I mean, it's proved statistically anyway. Like, people who have fathers around are like statistically
usually more
do have
successful
better
in life.
outcomes. Yeah.
Danny said it don't smell bad. Yeah, Danny, brute smells good. Trust me. Them girls back in the day used to love it. But go ahead, Nerdman.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, fathers represented badly. I think there's still a thing though with men that I think there's still a little bit like, especially like we know the crew, the white dudes. They're a little bit sensitive to what's like. They seem to always feel like things are attacking them. And it's just a culture now of like, maybe it's like a response to feminism or something like that, to say, oh, we've got it hard too and blah blah blah. But it just, I always just get a bit like, oh, they're representing fathers poorly on TV. Are they? I mean, how? Like, what does that mean? I could probably find just as many bad representations of mothers. I maybe could say like, oh, people value Mother's Day over Father's Day. Like, people value their mothers over their fathers, but that's probably to do with our fathers being shit. Like, I'm sorry to say that. I'm sure your daughter wouldn't feel that way, JG. Do you get what I mean? But like,
I hope not.
There's a reason I value my mom over my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not rocket science why our culture in general values their mothers over their dads, because the mothers were there, like a lot more of the time, and they were more part of our lives, and for better or worse. Sometimes I wish, because my father, the funny thing is, if you were to say like, who would I hang out with as a person? Who do I like more as a person? It was my dad. But who do I love more? My mom, because she did, as problematic as our relationship was, she was always there. If everything went down and I needed someone to rely on, it was my mom, not my dad.
I got you.
That's not fair. That's not strictly fair. It's not like if I called him and I was in trouble, he wouldn't help. But it's more the because she was there. You know, they were separated, and she was just there, and I went with her. You know, and you know, like I think he could have done more to be in my life. You know, like more of the time.
Danny said, I wear mainly Nautica and Cool Water. Those are my two go-tos, even though they are older scents. This is my go-to. It's Pie from Javinsky. That's one of the ones I wear. And I can't remember the name of the other one. It's slipping my mind right now. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's my point.
So, yes.
Just because it's the same thing with like supposedly, I'm doing quotation marks here, supposedly non-racist white guys, right? Just because you're not racist don't mean other white guys aren't racist. So you start talking about racism and they start feeling like you're attacking them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with this father situation. Like JG, you were saying, I'm a good father, blah, blah, blah. Just because you're a good father don't mean like the majority of fathers are good fathers. You know, and I think there's a much higher ratio, even if it's like 70 to 90, or, you know, like 50 to 80, or whatever it may be. There's a much bigger ratio of either absentee or not as whatever fathers than there is mothers. I mean, 90% of the time the children go with the mothers. Now, is that part of the court system? Is that like the fathers are fighting for them sometimes? Absolutely. But, you know, it's the way it goes. If you're like with your mother most of the time, whatever the reason, you're going to like, you know, more, what's it called? Sympathize with her, I guess.
Yeah. No, I got you. I just like, you know, I always tried to be a good father, you know what I mean? And I had my father in my life as well too. So I do agree that, you know, when their father is there and present and, you know, really cares about the child's life and what goes on, I think the childs do better in life. And I'm happy to say that my son is a pretty good kid, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that I got that.
I think as well, I think as the generations have gone on, especially with black men, we're much more aware of that now. Like we will not do what our fathers did to us. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. And I also think that, you know, because they talk about the statistic that, you know, single mothers, black fathers, but they never actually say, you know, when they say, oh, talk about single mothers, yes, she could be a single mother, but that doesn't mean that the father is not in the child's life. You understand what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I think a lot of fathers, black fathers, are stepping up more now than they've ever done. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
JG, let's get the final thoughts before we close it up. JG?
Yeah, I also want to add, it's not just about being present, but also being active.
100%.
Right? You know, like I said before, my dad worked 2 jobs when I was growing up. So I spent more time around my mother, but when my father was home, he was present, he was active. Right? Like me and my daughter, you know, I'm present and I'm active. Right? And I think Dion forgot to mention that part. Because it's not just about, because you can have a lot of fathers that are present, don't do shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't do anything, right? And that's just as bad as you not being there at all.
Agreed.
Right? And so, yeah, I agree with everything Dion said, but I think he should have added be active as well. If you look at the LeVar Ball, we saw how active he was, right? And active he still is, you know. And so we have to break that stereotype, right? Which I don't think we ever will break it because the powers that be will keep it going. But you know, even when I used to take my daughter to school before she started kindergarten, I saw nothing but black fathers dropping the kids off at school, telling them, "Hey, I love you, have a great day." And that was beautiful, because that goes against the status quo that black fathers are not present, black fathers are not around. When statistically shown that we are probably more active than any other ethnicity of a man when it comes to their father's the kid's life.
I agree. I agree 100%. And because we've been on these streams for a while, I can tell that you're active, you're in your daughter's life, and there's nothing better than a daughter or a father or anybody, child that has their kid around. I mean, and as a father, I loved being with my child. You know what I mean? I loved doing things with him. Like there were times where we would go out and we both have the same Jordans. You know what I mean? And like I love that. So that's why a lot of the times when you see these parents that don't want to be parents, it drives me crazy. It just makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? Nerdman, let's get those thoughts.
No, I said what I wanted to say. I think, and I think JG spoke on it eloquently as well. I again, just it's about like just not being too set. Like I don't know what they mean by there's not enough represent. If you were talking about black men, that there's not enough representation of good fatherhood in black men on like media and stuff like that, then I'd probably agree. But men in general,
he was talking about black men.
Black men. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In media. Yeah.
In
okay.
media,
If he's talking about black men in media, then
yeah.
I kind of agree. But we mustn't think that everything is trying to attack us at the same time as well. Like,
that's true.
We don't take on that mentality. We can be, how would you call it, thoughtfully critical of certain things.
I like that.
Like if somebody makes a movie about something like a tragedy that happens in a black character's life or something like that involves them not having a father around, that isn't necessarily an attack on us, right? But if that's all there is, then you've got a problem, that's what I see as the issue. I don't see doing real, like if that was like, say I wrote something, right, and it's about me, and I write about like my relationship with my father, that's not an attack on black men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just my personal story, and that's what I'm trying. That's what I can write.
But you see, I think the issue is, and like we've talked about it, is that that's pretty much all they show. But Danny did write he should watch Bel Air, and I agree with him, because when you watch Bel Air, you get that good family value in that show. You have a father that's a part of the family. He cares about the kids. You know what I mean? He cares about his nephew. So I think it's a really good show to give us positive representation. That's why I like that show.
I don't like he's a Republican though. I don't know if he's a Republican in the new one, but I've never liked that. I thought that was stupid.
So we're gonna close it up. Just wanted to show this here that JG sent me, and then I have one more thing to show as well. Let's go. Let's get with this one.
He said, hey, "Oh no."
He said, "Nope, I'm gone." But the thing I love about that is, that's usually what a black man would do. You know what I mean? He's like, "No, I'm gone." Now, I hate this one because it shows me how old I am. But tell me if you guys remember these.
I don't want to grow up, 'cause baby, if
Oh God, I do remember.
be a Toys R Us kid. More gays, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us. Say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. You do press long lasting freshness with
Big Red.
But this rinses you fully clean.
Fully clean.
Fully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're fully clean.
Like chicken tonight.
Like chicken tonight.
New chicken tonight simmer
Oh,
sausage from
man.
Ragu.
Chicken tonight.
My buddy.
Wherever I go, he goes. Oh, I'm old as hell.
Facts. My buddy and
Coffee
me.
has more enticing aroma than any other kind.
Hard waking
Waking
up.
up. It's Folgers in your cup. There goes the stick.
Fresh goes better with Mentos, fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the
Mentos, the
fresh
fresh
maker.
maker.
Lonely has a first name.
Name
It's
is
O-S-C-A-R.
SCAR. Yep.
My baloney has a
The
second
second
name.
name
It's
is
M-A-Y-E-R.
Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that
Kit Kat bar. Nerd Man, how many of those did you know?
I wasn't watching. I was doing my work. So.
Bruh, I gotta stop inviting this guy. I gotta stop inviting this guy on the streams now. I knew all of them. I feel old. You know what I mean?
was
Because I
trying
remember
to
watching
multitask, dude. Sorry. I thought
watching
you would tell
Saturday
me
morning
something.
cartoons and them stupid commercials would come on. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, Nerdman, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Here and on K-Dots channel, usually.
What up, Cole? What's going on? Thanks for popping
And
in.
I've
Always
been
appreciate it.
doing some AI versions of scripts on my channel recently, just to see what it's like, see how it's developing.
Because he has no talent and can't write a script for himself, so he needs to use
Script is
AI
written
to do
by
it.
me, though. I don't know what you're talking about. The script is
sure.
it's just dramatized by the.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, whatever.
I heard the crap you tried to write before. You know what I mean? I heard that crap. JG, send us home.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 chambers of Shaolin. Wagga! Thank you all for tuning in right here live Wednesday night on the O.O.C with Nzo, aka the Abbott and the Osiris of this shit, the Spliff King and the Professor of Ganja. And I got to shout out to co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Will Be Irie. No woman, no cry.
Bo, bo, bo.
And please, for the love of God, this bald head, British trolling, MCU trolling, DC loving, do not go watch this man anywhere. He is a plague on YouTube. I'm telling you all now.
Facts. And for those of you, next week, the man, the myth, Roberto will be back next week on the stream. He was on vacation for a month, so I know he's going to have a lot to say. I seen some of the pictures. He is damn well enjoying himself. He is living life. I am happy for my brother. He also has a message where he said, JG, respect to you for keep on giving out his shout out because he's been watching. He's been watching.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, we are about to close it up. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will be back next week with another episode. Peace.
Peace.